Thanks for tuning in to Seek Therapy Podcast. This is week one of our discussion on Y2K relationships.
Hello, and welcome back to another episode of Seek Therapy Podcast. It's me, Jasmine.
In America.
And Jasmine Ty.
And I'm so glad to be here with y'all. So, how has your week been? What's been your highlight? What's been your challenge? I actually thought about it now. And so I can remember that my challenge was that one of my students was removed and like I didn't get a chance to say goodbye or anything like that. And so that was pretty hard because this is like someone who was coming up to me every day pretty much. And so I just am hopeful that this new journey will be good for her, them. And yeah, that's all I can do about that. And my highlight is that I got another client this week. So I'm going to be starting with a new client this week. So I'm excited for that. The private practice is growing, baby.
We love to see it.
We do. We love it.
What about you, America? How's this week been for you?
This week's been good. Now I can't remember what I said before. Okay. So my highlight for this week, I had a couple highlights. One being just really getting my footing and grounding for quarter four, and then also planning for quarter one of 2023, and really just focusing on that so I can ease into the new year. So I can take a good month off before, which is also my birthday month.
Yeah.
And so just ease into the new year with that plan in place so I'm not scrambling at the start of the new year.
Right.
And then my other highlight would be I did a TikTok that has been sitting in my drafts for almost a month, and I posted it and it is doing very well.
We love to see it because I know how disrespectful Instagram can be.
TikTok can be, but yes,
right.
TikTok,
they both
all of them.
disrespectful as hell.
I'm like all of them.
Yes, so that's been good. I want to say 300,000 views, 30,000, something like that. I don't know. But that was nice because y'all know I've been talking a lot about my online and what I want that to look like. And so that was helpful because it was just me talking like, I wasn't even gonna y'all, I got lint in my hair in the video. Like I wasn't going to post it because there was fucking lint in my hair. And that's why it's been sitting in the drafts for a month. Like I can't post this shit. I got lint in my hair.
But
and
that's the word that they needed.
Yeah, sounds like
right. It reached who it needed to reach.
Period. So far, yes, it has. So, lint and all. And still, I almost took it down though. I almost took it down because I really.
And I'm glad you didn't.
And was staring at the damn lint. And at this point, it had like 15,000 likes, and I was like, "No, I really need to take this down." Like people see me with lint in my hair.
And the only person that was tripping was you.
What? Because I sent it along. I was like, can you look at this? Tell me what you see. What you mean? I don't see nothing. Bitch, you don't see that lint in my hair? So
no.
Clearly not.
Yeah.
So those are my highlights. And then my challenge would be today a little audio.
Yeah.
Go back and forth.
I second
we
that.
persevered. But we persevered.
Why would they make it bad? Because I saw Jasmine's face and Jasmine might say, fuck this. I'll see y'all later.
We're going to try again. It's not in the cards today.
Woo. So yeah, that was my highlighting challenge.
What about you, girl? Let us know how you been.
A highlight for me would be some positive feedback I got at work. Thursday I had a challenging meeting with our admin team about lesson prep. I've been getting some mixed signals between, admin and my mentor. So I finally, after the meeting, but I'm not gonna lie, I came home and like took a long nap. That's how like just down and out I was. But I got up later in the evening, ate, got my blood sugar up, and
Okay.
just did what I would do, what's gonna work best for me based on the notes I had from that meeting. And so by the end of Friday, I got very positive feedback, that I not only did my lesson prep, but I actually like printed out the test and like went through and just, I need them to know these vocabulary words, to look out for this, to be able to compare and contrast this. Because like I care, and so we gonna get the babies through 7th grade.
Yes. Yes.
So yeah, and the challenge has just been really getting into this new role, getting my footing, and all the while grieving my family, where this is just still fresh for us. Um, so yeah, so I decided October is going to bring a lot of things towards me. A lot of us have been, receiving that, manifesting that. And so yeah, I'm excited to get back into therapy. I started journaling again. And yeah, I'm just gonna finish this year healthy. That's my goal.
Yes. Period. Period. Love that for you. I started journaling again 2 weeks ago. So we getting it together. Coming out strong.
Yeah. Right.
Yes. So y'all know I love to put people onto some new shit. Whether it's some I'm watching, listening to, working out to, any of that. So yesterday I actually watched Intergalactic on Netflix, and it is a animated love story, Black love story with Kid Cudi, Ty Dolla Sign, Jaden Smith. Like it's really good.
All the people.
So yes, it's
Yeah.
so good. A Black love story in animation.
That's wild. Yeah.
Like for adults.
Yeah.
So
Right.
I 10 out of 10 would recommend. It was really good. So yeah, that's my new. Tune in.
My new is I started watching Reasonable Doubt, which is on Hulu. One of the executive producers is Kerry Washington, so that should tell you how the flow is so far.
Is it giving Scandal?
It's giving Scandal based on
the previews were given
started.
Scandal.
Yeah, based on how it started, it could be given a little How to Get Away with Murder.
Is Shonda involved?
Shonda is not involved. But it's giving sexy, successful Black woman.
Oh,
but like also going through the things. Like I
know her.
But going through typical life shit.
Okay.
Oh yeah, it's really good. I like it. There's only 2 episodes as of now, and I think a new one comes out Tuesday. I think it's every Tuesday.
I'm gonna tune in.
And Michael Ealy is in it, doing what Michael Ealy does. And there's some other people in there too, but yeah, just glowing. He was in jail. How you in jail glowing?
Honey.
I'll take him anyway.
It was going there. Okay. And then a lot of other people, but I think the lady who is the lead is newer to acting. I could be wrong about that. She looked new to me. But so far, phenomenal job. Music is on point. All of that is really good. So I would encourage us to watch it.
Nice. Hulu.
And what about you, girl?
New for me. I started a new journal that was a gift for me, and I feel like it's more, grown. I really haven't been watching anything new on TV other than Survivor. one of my really good friends from college, we watch that and like talk noise about what they're doing on this island and stuff and how we will play the game. So yeah, I'm glad that that's back on and it gives us something to talk about on a weekly basis.
Would you go on Survivor?
No,
Okay.
absolutely not. There's no toilet paper. It's not going to work for me.
Yeah.
No.
I was checking.
And my toes being cold, like the getting rained on, absolutely not.
Yeah, no.
Immediately no. And then where I'm asleep.
Right. Because I know not outside.
Where's the bug spray?
Where's the cover? Like,
where's the pillow? Where's the bed?
Yeah, it's a hell no for me.
The shelter. Where is it?
Absolutely not.
Yeah, no.
Right.
And dinner.
Right.
Dinner. Where's dinner?
I'm about to try to find
exactly
find it and cook it. Crazy.
Animal?
Yeah, no.
Yo. And now, so I got into it over quarantine, but now the new thing is like if you lose, they take your flint. So like if you lose, so you lose the game and you can't make fire when you get back to camp. You're just assed out.
Ain't it enough? That's
like what?
Like,
why? Like, yeah. So I enjoy the people that have the gall to go on the show, but no, I'd rather sit at home on the couch with a hot bowl of something to eat and watch them make these choices.
Immediately, yes.
It's given enough for me, but
yeah,
we love to see.
Right. Okay, so y'all know what's one of my favorite areas of like therapy?
Wait.
I love to deal with relationship shit.
Me too, Loki.
I'm like whenever I was working with the teens and they would be like, "Miss, I have a boyfriend." I'm like, tell me. Do we have photo? Like, tell me everything. You know, just because relationships can be crazy, dating can be crazy. Hello.
I couldn't help it. I'm sorry. I was hoping you act like you didn't.
Oh my gosh.
Now oh my gosh.
Go- no. That's the perfect
reaction. Act like you don't
Hello. Girl. Hilarious. That was like the perfect reaction. Hello. After all we've been through this afternoon.
Right.
I just had to make sure you were there, girl.
I'm here.
Right.
I'm here.
A quick little tidbit. I say that all the time. Like if I hear a sound in the house, I'm like, hello, but then I'm not gonna go to it. Because if somebody say hello back at me, bitch, I'm out. I'm done.
That's just saying the word. Hello. Somebody right. Say, oh, I gotta get the hell up out of here.
I wish I could have really got low so y'all could see the effect. I'm out of here. But dating, I haven't been dating in like 5 years, obviously. But when I was dating, like it was the trenches. Mm-hmm. And from what I hear, it's still the trenches. Mm-hmm. So how do y'all want to go about this? Because this is a big
we just got to keep it real. Yeah, we just got to keep it real. So question is where to start.
Right. Okay. I'm like, so Jasmine, let's start with that whole conversation that we was having that made us be like, we need to record this.
Right. Okay. So we get off the pod and I share with the ladies that at the time I had this guy in my messages on one of the apps. And yeah, he just came out and he was like, I have a foot fetish. And he was like, is that a problem for you? And I was like, well, it depends on, what are the parameters of this fetish. So he breaks it down for me and I'm like, all right, then that's not a problem. So I would say within I would say within the 6 to 12 hour range of having my phone number, he hits me on some like, can I ask you some questions and promise you don't get offended? I'm already like, all right, what the
I'm
fuck?
already
Like,
confused.
all right, guard's already up because you're already on some bullshit, but what you got?
Right.
So I entertain the shenanigans. And he just, goes on to basically skirt around the fact of like phone sex. Not into it. Right.
I
But
just
that
don't know you.
automatically, yeah, like you are. And I remember like whatever I sent him back, stranger was in the context of like, no, you stranger. You know what I mean? Like, the fuck?
Right.
So I shut it down and he didn't text back. So the next day I was like, you know what? I think he hit me up and I was like, yeah, like that was weird. You're already on some shit. And like before he could even message back of whatever he was going to say back to that, I just like blocked him, cut and delete. But yeah, it's just, yeah. And I did ask him like, how did you know you had a foot fetish? Like, where does that start?
Not the therapist in you.
I was just, I mean, he led with that. So I was like, okay, well, if that's how you're going to lead, then like, what's up?
Can you clarify for the listeners though that you didn't stop talking to him because of his foot fetish or his kink?
Right.
No.
You stopped talking to him because he led with sex first.
Exactly. That's exactly why. Within this, that's what I'm saying, 6 to 12 hour range of you having my phone number and you hit me up on phone sex and like seeing how I feel about it, like,
nah.
the fuck? You know what I mean?
Right.
So yeah, it was automatically some bullshit. Yeah, and just do better,
Yeah.
He thought he was killing that shit. I told him go harder. Like the fuck.
Okay, B. America's like, not Beyonce again.
I just assumed that's who it was because I didn't even know for a fact. I was like, it gotta be.
It gotta be Beyonce.
There's really not a day that there's not some lyric that's like running through my mind.
Literally.
So
Choke hold.
So the apps are trash. I'm just gonna put that out there for all of the single ladies listening.
The apps can be
trash. And I think that's an important reminder, right? Because this issue that you had with this guy, again, wasn't about the kink, wasn't about the interest. It was about the fact that he led with sex and you are on the app. And it sounds like with some intention, I don't know like your full desire, but it sounds like you are moving with intention enough on the app that somebody leading with sex doesn't work for you. Right. And I think that's where people tend to mess up at is we say we want one thing and then we'll do the complete opposite. So
America, not out the gates.
Well, it was the first thought I had. I'm sorry. Because I feel like women will go on dating apps and say, I'm on this dating app because I want to be in a relationship. I want to find a man or person, but we're going to talk about cis heterosexual, so y'all don't think I'm just putting people in groups. But I'm looking for a man. I'm looking for a committed relationship, and then a guy will lead with sex and talk about his fetishes and wanting to lick your booty hole and do all of these things when he hasn't met you, right?
Right.
And what we tend to do is we tend to entertain those conversations and we'll let it linger and string it along, but then we mad. And we got to remember that if we are saying we want one thing, we're doing the opposite. That is the literal definition of self-sabotage, right? So if our actions aren't aligning, it's going to be hard to get what it is that we want. And then it's going to be an ongoing cycle. And then, no shade to you, Jasmine, with an E, but then it's dating apps are trash. Now, I'm not saying that it ain't piss in the water, because I'm very clear that the water is pissy. But I think also got to be
a little diarrhea.
And a little diarrhea. But we also have to be mindful of how we're showing up. And that
Right.
goes back to self-awareness, because Jasmine, you recognize like, okay, even if you don't want a relationship, you know that ain't what you're looking for. Right. And so
Right.
you had enough self-awareness in that moment to be like, okay, this doesn't align with what I want. I don't want somebody leading with sex. And so let me dead this conversation now versus, well, I mean, it's good enough. He's cool enough. Let's see what can happen. And that's where I think women tend to mess up when it comes to dating, because we're not always intentional with our actions.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's very easy to be the person that's like, oh, I want a relationship, right? But this person that I'm interested in says they don't want a relationship. So I'm going to be cool about it. Like, I'm not going to stress it.
Right.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And you stressing it. And you stressing yourself.
Right.
Because you're wanting this commitment that they've said they don't want
with you.
Yeah.
With you. And you're right. The whole I'm gonna play it cool and go with the flow. And you're playing it cool in front of this person, or at least you think you are.
Right.
And
cool girl.
probably you are boiling over. And if you could have stat, you probably really not playing it cool with him either. You probably showing up real thirsty, real clingy. You probably auditioning. You doing a lot because, oh, I want to play cool, but at the same time, you auditioning for his attention and his effort.
Right.
It ain't never gonna work.
It's not with you.
With you.
You know?
Yeah.
Because if like the thing is that people know if someone is someone they can be in a relationship with. It don't take 6 months to figure that out.
Nope. It don't take 6 weeks to figure it out.
It doesn't. And so a lot of times people just get looped into the whole situationship, right? Oh, like we're talking, we're just talking exclusively to each other. Well, fuck, what y'all talking about? Because why are y'all talking for 6 months?
And who's exclusively talking? You? Because there's a high probability you the only one exclusively doing anything.
How about that? Being loyal.
Looking
okay. And see, whenever I was in college, one of my friends' aunt told us, she was like off her wine, and she was like, men just want one thing. And I'm like, what's that one thing? And she's like, that pussy. And I'm like, okay, where you? She's like, so you need to make sure that if you're giving it up, that he's only giving it to you. And I'm like, yes, correct. She's like, because we can look for relationships and think we in relationships and we not. I said, you're absolutely right. Because there's been times people think that they're in relationships because they are doing relationship shit. But they the only ones that think they in a relationship.
Yeah, and then the girl shows up with a gift at the door, and you're like, wait a minute.
Right.
Don't be that girl. What? Oh, what?
She said she was gonna make the full meal. And she said, I'm gonna bring
the kindness of my heart. Yeah.
And you don't.
Isn't that wild? But you know what? How many people get caught in that rut? You know what I mean?
Right.
And, and you want to label it, well, I love hard. I wear my heart on my sleeve. And, he loved me. And, well, at least I got a man, that type shit, all of that.
Do you have a man if he is not claiming you?
You got a man that's not your man.
Right.
Or you got a man that's everybody's man.
Everybody's man. Ooh.
It's wild.
It
Why
is
you want
very
something
much
that everybody else got?
that
Yeah.
that part. And then
That
sometimes
goes both
it's like
ways because
oh, sorry.
no, I'm sorry. I
No, it
was gonna
also
say
goes to
that
like
goes
that
both ways. Damn.
go. You go.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. That must be a Jasmine thing.
Right, we're here.
Just for what America said, like it goes both ways because guys want to be stereotypical or basing their emotional shit in society views, right? And they expect their woman to be about them. It's my pussy. But then their dick is for everybody,
Anyone.
you know? So it has to go both ways. That's how you know you're in a relationship.
Right. And it has to be explicitly stated.
Yes, it has to be a conversation.
But what I was going to say is that, it's also that delusion of like being the person that this person changes for, right?
Yeah.
I want to be the one. I'm the good woman that's going to make him change, leave his player ways, right? And so that is the driving force. It's not even the love, the relationship.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like, I want to be the one he changes for.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad you said that because something that I was thinking about before we started today was society really has us thinking that the relationship, being in a relationship, is the ultimate prize or
Right.
there's a reward there.
Right.
And so women tend to think, oh, well, once I'm finished healing or doing my work, or once I show him that I'm worthy, I'm going to audition, I'm going to do a damn circus show to prove to him that I'm worthy. And we believe that because if they do, like we talked about last week, if they do show up or they do want to be in a relationship with you, then, oh, it must be something about me that's caused this person to change. And
Right.
so what that does is it impacts us in a negative way because here we are thinking that this relationship or this person is the prize, and that's going to impact how we show up. Because if we're centering this relationship and that relationship is our motivator, and then the relationship doesn't manifest as quickly as we think it should, we
Right.
start to then allow that to negatively impact how we view ourselves.
Right.
And that's
Right.
a problem.
It's the value,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
If you have a relationship, then you have value in
Right.
society, right? And so if you are manifesting a relationship and you look up next week, you're not in a relationship, then you're looking at yourself as if your value is decreasing.
Right. Or if
Yeah.
you've been in therapy for a long time and you're learning communication skills, you're starting to love yourself more, your self-esteem is increasing. Okay, well, I'm doing these things, but I still don't have this reward or prize that I thought
Right.
I would have once I got to this point. Oh, so maybe I'm not really making progress. Maybe I'm really not that confident. Maybe I don't love myself. Maybe I'm still doing these things wrong. And we have to realize that like two things can be true. You can
Right.
both have an increase in self-worth and self-esteem and love and all of these other things and still not be in a relationship.
Right.
Right.
And that doesn't mean that there's something wrong with you.
Mm-mm.
That just means it's not the time yet, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is that people think that if they don't have it at a certain time frame, that it's never going to happen. And you can literally meet someone tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're so focused on, oh, I didn't have this marriage by the time I'm 25, you're shutting yourself off
Mm-hmm.
from the potential.
Which, whether you realize it or not, is going to impact how you show up. If you believe that like it's not going to happen, or if it does happen, it's not going to be a beautiful thing, and niggas ain't shit, and I'm gonna be cheated on, and this, and that, then you are going to subconsciously pick those types of people. You are going
Right.
to pick
Yeah.
the people, choose
Yeah.
people that are aligned with the beliefs that you have.
Right. Immediately, yes.
Or the energy that you put out, however you want to look at it.
Yeah.
Right. If your heart isn't open to receive what you truly desire and need, then you're just going to keep getting the BS and not being able to filter it out.
Right. Yeah. And so, can we sit there about the energy? Because we were talking a little bit about people putting in more energy and effort, right, to show someone that there is value in them and having them around, or, spending time with them, whatever the case may be. And so, have you ever had any experience in being the one that's like putting in all that effort? I feel like we probably already talked about that one, unless there's another story.
No, that was like the worst.
Okay.
A
Well, great.
lesson was learned.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I mean, I did have, okay, maybe actually, I did have a couple of actual relationships in college that they didn't deserve to be my boyfriends.
Mm-hmm.
But I was at a place where like I wanted that security in a sense.
Mm-hmm.
And again, that's probably like 20-year-old Jasmine. So, not too far off, but at least not really not too far off, actually. We're
You
just
are
gonna end it
funny.
there.
I can say that I ended up in one of those accidental 3-year relationships where he shouldn't have been my boyfriend in the first place. But so I'll just give a quick background. In college, I got pretty big because I was drinking and eating every weekend. And so when I was turning 22, so like 21, I started working out, and, I lost a lot of weight, got fit as fuck. And I was like, okay, and someone slid in my DMs on some, oh, help me lose weight. And me just being naive was like, oh, yeah. So somehow in a relationship for 3 years. And this person never, anyway, it don't even matter.
This person never worked out?
Never what? Yeah.
He worked
Stop.
out, but he did not lose weight. He didn't lose weight. That never happened. But what he did do was add weight onto me and add control onto me. And, I am a very outgoing person. I am the life of the party. Like, that is me. And if you knew that this was me beforehand, why does it bother you that I am being me? But when you are in a place of just wanting to have a relationship because people around you found relationships in college, so you're navigating from the scarcity mindset, right? Can't find a man. I went to a college with a lot of white folks, so couldn't find a man. So I'm just like accepting whatever is given to me. And it's like, okay, he's nice to me most of the time. In the beginning, right? Oh, he sent flowers to my house. That's never happened. Like, oh, he's taking me here, that I've never gone there. Like, so then I have like these rose colored lenses, and I'm like, okay, like this isn't that bad. Like, most of the time it's cool. Most of the time he's controlling and, emotionally saying things to make me dim my light, and so that was just a hot mess that I was a part of for 3 years. And I think we've talked about how, people can try and make you feel like you're not going to do better, or, oh, like you're 26 years old. Like, we've already been together for such a long time. Our families know. No, they didn't. But, we might as well just make this work. No, You are probably not going to do better than me. Sorry, but I absolutely can do better than this. And I did, and so it's just about increasing that awareness of yourself,
Yeah.
your worth, and understanding that you are settling for less than you deserve and moving accordingly. And when they try to hit you back up, no, I'm actually on my way to a date on Tinder.
Period.
Stay tuned.
Right.
You mentioned something there around scarcity. And I think that's one of the things that, above all of the other things that worry me, is that the scarcity mindset is what makes me the most nervous, because I have seen the harm that this scarcity mindset can do to us. I've been a part of the harm that it can do to us. And the fact that we have this belief that in a situation, things may not get better, or this is what's available now, so I'll take it. Or it could be worse, so I'm gonna hang out here for a while. Oh, he was with me when I gained weight, lost weight, whatever the case may be, right? And so it's like, okay, well, I'm gonna sit here in this situation a little longer than I know I should. And that scarcity mindset really forces us to feel, because it's not true, but it forces us to feel as if we have to settle in these situations where our needs are not being met. Right. And that's going to be detrimental to our self-esteem. That's going to be detrimental to how we see ourselves, because when your needs aren't getting met in a relationship, even if you're not able to say like, oh, these are my needs, because I know a lot of folks may not know what their needs are. But you might not be able to say like, oh, these are my needs that are not getting met, but when something feels empty.
Right.
And then when you leave that situation, you're like, damn, you feel depleted, you feel worn out, you burnt out. That's going to impact how you look at yourself. Because, well, damn, why did I stay in that long? Why did I let those things happen?
And you also can be left wondering who you are.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Letting the relationships define us.
Mm-hmm.
I think all of us have been in that place.
Mm-hmm.
And it's whether or not you recognize it and start doing the work to unravel that, or unlearn it, really. Unlearn it.
Absolutely.
All right, y'all, that's all for this week's episode of Seek Therapy Podcast. This seems like a perfect place for us to stop and regroup. Next week, you're going to learn more about our romantic relationships, how we navigate dating using dating apps. You're going to hear about some of our challenges and our successes. So make sure you pull up on us next week for part 2.